An iconic circus enjoying new life after a major revamp. It's now back in the Bay Area this weekend.
Now we're talking about the one and only Ringling Brothers Circus and talk about a high wire act. We saw a bit of that earlier. Our Bob Redell is live inside Oakland Arena this morning. Bob, we saw the high wire, but where's the clown car?
You know, this is interesting. I was talking to Laura about this offline. Good morning to Ginger and Laura. You know, the circus, Ringling Brothers Bar and Bailey Circus, they got rid of the official clowns years ago for a number of reasons, and of course the animals. But this is the first time that they're back here in the Bay Area, revamped. You can see the center stage here. You got the hoop divers right there. They're getting ready to do some hoop diving. But this is the first time they're back in a number of years since before COVID. Again, it's revamped. You see the LED screens. It kind of gives you a sense of what the show is going to be like. Skylar Miser, the human cannonball.
I'm the human rocket.
The human rocket. This is a family tradition. Your parents have been doing this for a number of years. You and I were just talking. What is your pre-flight routine like? I didn't realize the science that goes into it, and I know it's important for the obvious reason.
So I'm checking the temperature about every 30 minutes. I go back in my book and look at the angle and the distance, as every flight is different.
And so you do have a manual or a record of all your flights. And you said it's not required, but your dad asks you to do it for safety reasons. And so then are you basically saying, oh, I was maybe a couple of feet longer this flight, so maybe I should readjust for the next flight? Is it that kind of?
Absolutely. So as every flight is different and you only get one shot.
Yeah.
So just making sure that everything is perfect for the flight.
Okay, so what's the temperature like in here in the Oakland Arena, and how does that impact your decisions on what kind of pressure you're going to have in the cannon?
So the temperature here is about 10 degrees colder than I normally have it. So I will put a heater on to make sure that it's at the temperature I want it.
And then how much adjustment would you have? Are we talking inches or feet?
Feet. So it could vary between 5 foot or even 2 inches.
And you're going 65 miles an hour,
Yes.
110 feet, You're hitting an airbag. Have you ever had a moment when you're in the air and you're like, oh man, maybe I should have done the adjustment different, and you're coming up a little short or a little long?
Always. The flight to everybody is about 2 seconds, but to me it feels like 2 minutes.
Really?
I feel every millisecond, and as soon as I come out of it, I can tell whether I'm going to be long or short, or if the flight's perfect.
Okay, so if you're long or short, I mean, you obviously haven't missed the bag, but what are you doing mid-flight to adjust that?
So trampoline skills really help to have proprioception, which is an awareness of where you are in the air. So every flight is completely different, so it could vary every time.
And you're trying to expand your body or tuck in more? Or I mean, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about?
Depending on how my initial takeoff goes, depends on what I need to do in the air.
Okay. And what about the angle of your head, the aerodynamics? Does that come into play too?
Everything. The human cannonballs in the past used to wear helmets, and we found that it actually makes you top heavy. So we don't fly with any protective gear.
And I noticed you stretching earlier. I don't know if you're launching today, but this is obviously something that requires a lot of physical fitness.
Yes. A lot of the impact is in your back and in your hips, so I have to make sure that those are really strong.
I'm sorry I'm geeking out on this.
But
I just didn't know that there was so much that goes into this, because I just assumed you got into the cannon, you shot out, and you're like, hey, let's make it. But there's so much physics involved, and there's so much on the line. I just found it. I've interviewed human cannonballs before, but I didn't realize. I didn't realize there was so much that went into this. This is very interesting. Thank you, Skylar. Good luck to you. Circus, of course, in town this weekend here at the Oakland Arena, and then next weekend at the SAP Center down there in San Jose.
It really, really was. I mean, you know, I thought you were just going to ask her, do you eat anything before? You know.
We all learned a little something new about.
Well, you know, we could do the before. We could do the before. I could go in and do it without the adjustments, and we can watch how it's done.
This is why we don't work for the circus.
We good with that?
It's true talent there. Very cool.
Okay.
And it shows kids, look how important physics. All right. Thanks so much, Bob.
Very cool stuff.